Prince in Shadow. Prequel novella in the Land of Magadah series.
Chapter 1. Mira. I watched as Rhea perched on a core swing hung from a thick tree branch, her bare feet floating in the air. Scents from bright-hued flowers drifted with the wind, and two of my friends skipped from plant to plant, collecting the blossoms in a jute basket. Laughter carried over from them as they gossiped and giggled. The cool morning air wound itself around me, and I pulled my silk sari over my shoulders.
"Sing a song, Princess Mira,"
Rhea asked, hauling herself up. Her straight hair blew behind her like wisps of cloud. The daughter of our general, I treasured her company. I had learned a new song recently about a girl asking the moon to take a message to her lover. With my eyes shut, I hummed the first line slowly.
"Princess Mira,"
a voice called, and I opened my lids to gaze at Balin. The young man was recently appointed head of my brother's guard. Drawing myself up, I asked, "What is it, Balin?"
"There is a messenger from Sarl, my lady."
I followed him to the palace. My father, King Vikram, left a few months ago to fight the Sarl army. The tall man beside me matched my stride as I showered him with questions. "Is the messenger from King Vikram?" Balin answered me patiently.
"I don't know, my lady. When he arrived, the chief guard asked me to fetch you, so I did not stay long enough to find out."
A spider web glistening with dew stretched across our path, and Balin reached for his spear to clear it. "Let it be," I said, watching the spider the size of a human eye at the center. We ducked under it and continued on our way. "Is Prince Jay already there?" My brother was disappointed that our father did not take him along to fight this war. Father had considered him too young at 15 to accompany him. Since then, Jay had celebrated a birthday and brimmed with impatience to join him.
"No, my lady. Prince Jay went riding this morning, and he is not back yet."
"You let him go without you?" I teased the young guard. He started at my question.
"Prince Jay ordered me to train the other guards, my lady. So I stayed behind."
He stammered. I smiled to reassure him. "We are in Akash, the capital of the Mala Kingdom. We pride ourselves as a safe city in which women can travel alone at night. We can trust Jay will be safe here." When the chief guard chose Balin as head of Jay's guards, I had applauded the decision. Balin's youth, bravery, loyalty, and sensible nature all pointed to him serving Jay well for years to come. Except for one thing which time alone will cure. Balin revered his prince and hesitated to go against his wishes. The prince in question, my brother, knew this and used it to his advantage. We entered the king's palace through massive wooden doors and marched to the council room. The halls remained in shadows as the sun crept like a shy maid leaving her lover's den. A servant sweeping the granite floor halted and bowed to me as I passed. We arrived in the small room with a teak table in the center. Weak light poured in through the large windows. A man in dusty clothes stood next to Chief Guard Monobia. They both bowed their heads as I walked in.
"My lady, we have some unwelcome news from Sarl. Our king was hurt in a battle,"
said Mono, head of the Akash city guards. My eyes widened in horror on hearing this. "What happened?" I questioned, working hard to keep the tremors out of my voice.
"Repeat what you told me,"
Mono ordered, and the messenger launched into his story.
"My lady, a few days ago, we heard King Surya of Sarl had hidden in a city by the Tunga Sea on the east. King Vikram led our troops there. In the ensuing conflict, one arrow shot the king's horse in the eye, and the horse ran, dropping your father on the ground. His guards rescued him and took him to safety."
I listened to this with my stomach twisted into a tight knot. Is his life in danger? My mother had died a decade ago, and the thought of losing my father caused a lump in my throat. The messenger glanced at Mono and back at me. He then rubbed his neck.
"I hope. His physicians." "It is too early to tell, my lady. The general halted new incursions into enemy territory, and ordered the soldiers to focus on defending the captured lands.
Mano dismissed Balin and the messenger.
My lady, when the prince is back, I suggest he call a small council meeting to discuss this matter.
I nodded. Has anyone told the queen yet? He shook his head. The unsavory task of informing my stepmother, Queen Charu, would fall on me then.